This is the War Brief Daily for April 24th, covering the Iran and wider Middle East theater. Three major developments tonight. First, the IRGC Navy seized two commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, the first confirmed ship seizures since this war began. Second, the U.S.-Iran ceasefire is holding by a thread, with Tehran refusing diplomatic talks and disputing the ongoing maritime blockade. And third, Hezbollah violated the Israel-Lebanon truce with a drone strike on IDF forces. Israel struck back, and ceasefire extension negotiations are now in play. First, the ship seizures. This is confirmed. On April 22nd, IRGC Navy gunboats attacked and seized two commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. The Greek-owned Epaminondas sustained heavy damage to its bridge after being hit by gunfire and rocket-propelled grenades. The Panamanian-flagged MSC Francesca was struck in its hull and crew accommodation areas and ordered to drop anchor. Both vessels were redirected into Iranian territorial waters and were last reported approximately 7 nautical miles off Iran's coast. Confirmed by ISW, Starboard Maritime Intelligence, Marine Traffic, and UK Maritime Trade Operations. A third vessel, the Euphoria, was fired upon but continued its transit. Here is the timing that matters. The U.S. Navy seized the Iranian-flagged vessel Tuska on April 19th. Iran seized two ships exactly 3 days later. This is not coincidence. It is a deliberate tit-for-tat retaliation cycle. Since the conflict began, confirmed maritime incidents in and around the strait have now reached 37 total, with 21 confirmed IRGC attacks on commercial shipping. 20% of global oil transits the strait daily. Iran is demonstrating it retains maritime leverage even after significant IRGC Navy losses. Second, the ceasefire track. The U.S.-Iran ceasefire, in effect since approximately April 8th, has been extended unilaterally by the United States. President Trump confirmed the maritime blockade continues while forces remain ready for immediate escalation. Tehran has made no formal decision on proposed Islamabad peace talks, citing the blockade itself as a violation of good faith. Iranian President Pezeshkian has publicly signaled no move toward negotiations. U.S. intelligence assessments, reported by CBS News, indicate Iran's remaining military capacity is more substantial than the administration has publicly acknowledged. Critically, Iran's new supreme leader, who took power after Ali Khamenei's death during Operation Epic Fury on February 28th, is reportedly governing with severe disfiguring wounds. Axios reporting from April 22nd describes an active internal power struggle inside Iran's Supreme National Security Council, the body now making war and peace decisions in real time. A wounded, fractured leadership operating under a blockade it views as an act of war is not a leadership moving toward the negotiating table. Third, the Lebanon front and the economic pressure track. This is confirmed. On April 22nd, Hezbollah launched a drone strike targeting IDF forces in southern Lebanon. Sirens triggered in northern Israel. The IDF confirmed the drone, struck and destroyed the launcher, and maintained its 5 to 10 kilometer buffer zone along the border. Lebanon's government has formally requested a 1-month extension of the ceasefire framework brokered by Washington on April 16th. Israel's position remains tied to Lebanon demonstrating real sovereignty over Hezbollah, which Beirut has historically been unable to enforce. And that structural gap is the story. The Israel-Lebanon ceasefire was negotiated with the Lebanese government, not Hezbollah directly. That means Hezbollah can violate the truce without Iran technically breaching its own ceasefire terms. The Lebanon front stays active by design. On the economic side, the Wall Street Journal reports the U.S. is now moving to block dollar shipments to Iraq to cut off financial flows to Iranian-backed militia networks. U.S. officials accuse Iraqi government entities of providing cover for the popular mobilization forces. This is a second economic choke point running in parallel to the Hormuz blockade, squeezing Iran's proxy financing from two directions simultaneously. Watch for whether Iran formally engages in Islamabad talks or walks away. That decision defines the next escalation window. Monitor the two seized vessels. Their release or continued detention is a direct leverage signal. Watch IDF operations in southern Lebanon and whether Hezbollah escalates ahead of any extension vote. Track CENTCOM statements on blockade posture and any new naval incidents at the Strait. That is your War Brief Daily for April 24th. The ceasefire is holding, but Iran is moving ships, not diplomats.